website.
This chat is cracking me up. Welcome back, everybody, to game number 2, Orange versus DK. G1 League Day 1 action coming your way. And game 1, DK first picked Tidy Wisp, and Orange made them pay. They went for the Prophet first. They got a quick level 6 on him, and the aggressive tri-lane did absolute work on DK. Yamateh's Shadow Fiend dominated the Invoker mid, that being played by Super, and it was all downhill from there. I am LD, and joining me is Godz. Together, we are David and David, and we are very pleased and proud and honored to bring you this game too. Can Orange make it a clean toe sweep, or will DK bring this one back? They have the new roster, and maybe we saw eHome's influence going for the Tiny Wisp there. It's something eHome did a lot at the International too. Didn't work here for DK, I think primarily because of how they picked them, but we'll have to see what they're looking for. Godz, what can we expect to see in the second game?
I think we'll see some major adjustments in the draft. I mean, the game 1 was really a captain's win. I mean, you can look at Yamateh's amazing Shadow Fiend with whatever fancy stats you want to pull up for his gold per minute, his overall net worth and icebs at 30 minutes into the game, but he got that because of some really smart captaining, a great draft by xtinct, and then they really played that tri-lane well from xtinct with his Lina basically manually blocking the pull and baiting in this Wisp. Wisp was like, hey, why isn't this dewarding? Why does this keep getting blocked? They had that really clever observer just off to the side, scouting things out. And it's going to come down to how DK react here in game number 2. They're up against a very versatile team in Orange Esports. And, well, this is versatile. They've gone for something completely different. TA Batrider right off the bat, and Batrider really the flavor of the last week or two. I mean, seeing so much play at Starlighter. He's sort of first band, first pick material there. I believe in the grand finals, he was picked in 3 of the 4 games. He won. No, he was picked in all 3 games. It was only a 3-game series, and he won all 3 of those. So it didn't work out last game for DK, but this time around it's going to be Orange Esports with their hands on him.
Yeah, the Batrider TA, such an aggressive opening to this draft for Orange. I mean, they have a pretty decent defensive hero in the Rubik. Having telekinesis makes it very difficult to tower dive. And plus, I mean, we saw something really cute, I think it was a week or 2 ago, where Rubik stole Firefly. He's just flying around on his broomstick. So that's something fun and kind of exciting. I'm looking forward to hopefully seeing this game. But yeah, such an aggressive lineup. And this is sort of our more traditional Orange. It's what we really expect when we see them play. Just these strong tower diving heroes, aggressive solos that control the lanes, but they don't farm all game. They don't look to just farm their way to victory, although they will get a lot of farm, but they get kills, they try and dominate the map, and then they snowball from there. It sort of worked out that way last game, but the draft wasn't as traditional as you might expect. Yamateh Batrider, very exciting stuff, but DK go for an amazing team fight lineup, and more of a defensive-oriented lineup, I feel. With the Rubik, the Bounty Hunter, and now the Brewmaster coming out for them.
Yeah, they mix things up a bit. I mean, I remember back a while ago before TI2 in some lead-up terms, it's one of those things where the games where DK were losing was when Burning wasn't on a hard carry like Anti-Mage. He played Brewmaster occasionally, and DK didn't do too well in these games, so it'll be interesting to see if they're going to put him on that Brewmaster in a safe lane. Maybe it'll be something like a Brewmaster in the middle lane, something the Chinese teams do on occasion. Not the best matchup against a Templar Assassin, but if you rush the bottle, use the clap, just to farm, and you just play fairly defensively, you can do all right in that matchup. You can even run a dual lane. Maybe they put a support with the Brewmaster at mid, then run another strong dual lane at top. They just got to keep their options open. I mean, last game we saw Orange run an offensive tri-lane. They need to have heroes that can deal with an offensive tri-lane if it comes their way. If it's not going to come their way, that's where they can maybe consider mixing it up with the dual lanes, with a jungle hero, with something a bit different. But for now, Orange Esports, sure, they picked up their solo heroes, revealed the Batrider, the TA, but they don't really know whether or not it's going to be offensive tri-lane or just sort of your suicide Batrider up against whatever DK put in the safe lane.
Yeah, that's especially with the buffs, it makes it a lot easier to run them that way. And Windrunner, so a very classic Southeast Asian Dota, just a very strong, versatile, mobile solo heroes that can be played. I mean, I'm guessing we're going to see the Windrunner as a support based on these picks, but just heroes that are strong in the laning phase, very powerful 1v1, but then scale pretty well into the mid game. Whereas for DK, more of a team fight oriented lineup. And you talked about Burning on the Panda. I have to say I've actually never seen him win playing Panda in Dota 2. Now that was with the old roster, and we don't know for sure if it'll be Burning playing that Panda, but if it is, I mean, it's a hero. His win rate is abysmal on Panda, but with the new roster, maybe things will be a bit different.
Yeah, we'll see How he does with the panda feed is going to be on this game. Yeah, I don't know. I'm mixed about it. I feel panda's a good hero to have against the Templar Assassin. I mean, you've got the evasion coming in, the natural evasion. You've got the drunken haze to help your teammates. Bounty hunter is sort of a bit of a nice little poke. You can chip and run. I mean, sure, you got track to counter the meld in some ways, but I mean, it's not really something you necessarily need as a counter. But it's just a good defensive hero, not easily picked off. I mean, even Batrider doesn't directly sort of counter or deal with either of those heroes too well. I mean, you can blink Lasso, the Brewmaster, but he's tanky enough that maybe he survives it. They want some kind of crowd control, some kind of AoE to maybe back up whoever gets Lassoed in. Maybe they'll look for something like a Tidehunter or something along those lines. We're going to see Dirge Ban. This is the hero. The European teams at the start were doing a lot with Dirge, the Undying, as well as Batrider. There was some Batrider Undyings. There was some Templar. It's a bit of Templar Assassin mixed in there as well, and just sort of these strong sort of Death Ball armies where they'd group up, go for these timing pushes, and that's something DK don't want to go up against. They're going to ban out the Undying, and it's Orange who are just dealing with some of those hard carries. I think they're expecting maybe Brewmasters to be in the mid lane, thinking that Burning's going to go for some kind of hard carry later on in the draft.
Undying is a hero that's been winning a lot of games, and we saw him in Star Ladder just absolutely every game, even when he doesn't win, he has a big impact, and he's also really strong against sort of squishy farming heroes. Like if you ever lane an anti-mage against Undying, we won't see either of those heroes this game, but just using that decay ability once, stealing 4 strength from him, he becomes very squishy, and it works well against a lot of hard carries. So I think it's a smart ban. Whatever hard carry they go for, if they go for one, Undying can, I mean, not only the aggression on the towers, but also just limits your carry's ability to even approach the creep wave. Twin-headed dragon, a little surprised we didn't see him picked. I mean, he's not as versatile support as, say, a hero like a Rubik or a Venomancer, but he's really good at what he does, which is that big AoE team fight specialist. But he will get the ban here, and for Orange, it looks like they mainly need those supporting heroes. Any chance you think we'll see a jungler? I mean, there's a Chandler's and Enchantress, and those often go well with these strong solos.
Yeah, I mean, right now, I mean, they could definitely pick up a jungler. They could even run the Windrunner as a support, something that Orange do every now and then. If they want to maybe still pick up some kind of a carry of their own, or at least a semi-carry. But with the TA, the Windrunner, they've got some damage there. I just feel like they may need something else. And the jungler can bring that, especially with Nature's Prophet still in the pool. I feel either team could go for a Nature's Prophet. I mean, maybe DK run with Burning on the safe lane Brewmaster with a Rubik solo mid. But with that, they don't have a huge amount of carry and DPS, but something like a Nature's Prophet in the jungle, maybe an Enigma, they can get some additional damage and farm there, and that could sort of cover some of those gaps in their lineup. We're going to see a Tide ban, though, for DK. I think that's a really smart ban, as Orange don't really have too much AoE disable. They've got no AoE real disable, and they also do want something in the support field, even if it is Windrunner support. They need something else there to complement the Windrunner.
Very, very defensive support pick with the Venomancer, and it's you talked about having track to deal with meld. I mean, this is a hero you don't want to tower dive against. If a Gale hits you, it's not just the damage over time to remove refraction, it's that slow. It really makes it hard to dive, so I like this pick. I really like DK's draft a lot better this game. They didn't tip their hand as much with the first 3 picks, and now they're picking a lineup that can counter the aggression from Orange. If they get to the mid game in good shape, I mean, they can go toe-to-toe with this squad.
I think they want to run dual lanes with this, maybe like the Veno Brewmaster dual lane mid, and then they'll still get some kind of carry for Burning. This is what, I mean, Orange were maybe expecting them to try to get a carry for Burning, so that's why they banned out the CK, the Bear, the Anti-Mage. So what carry they get for Burning here? I mean, do they pull out the Tiny again? I'm not entirely sure. Maybe they just want a semi-carry or something. I mean, they still can run Rubik in the mid lane with a Veno Brewmaster lane and have Burning on the Brewmaster, but I feel the Veno Brewmaster mid will just work really well against the Templar Assassin and keeping Templar Assassin underfarmed.
What about the Dragon Knight? It's a hero Burning's played a lot, and it would really fit well with this lineup.
And I don't feel they need a hard carry. I mean, they've got the team fight from the Brewmaster. Bounty Hunter can offer some DPS. He can track opponents, and I feel like that composition with the Brewmaster to force fights and to take down towers, DK can provide the DPS needed for the towers. That's a really strong draft, and something which DK's tanky. I mean, there's a lot of AoE magic damage coming in from, Sanking now as well as Windrunner, but Sanking not all that good in the early game stage, and that's the support hero that can be punished, and something like a DK is good at doing that.
Yeah, I would really like to see one as well. And they have TA, but having Dragon's Blood really negates the power of Meld, the minus armor. And also, it's a great candidate to rush a Pipe or a BKB, which you talked about the magical damage. That's going to shut it down. Either way, no Queen of Pain. There you go. So I guess it's going to be a Bernie Brewmaster, probably a super Queen of Pain. I'm thinking.
Yeah, 50-50. I'm not. Yeah, it may well be. It could be Burning playing a safe lane Queen of Pain if they want to run the dual lane mid. Could still be Burning on Brewmaster, but I think you're right. With Super more likely to be playing the Queen of Pain.
Sorry, just reading Skype. Apparently my microphone's a little quiet. I tried turning it up a little bit. Guys, this is our first day casting for this tournament, and there's been a little bit of issues with Dota TV. At least there were when we were testing earlier. But I think everything should be sorted out. So if you're having issues, just let the mods know. And if it's really serious, they'll get in touch with us. But hopefully it's pretty good to go now. So for anyone just tuning in, this is Game 2 of Orange versus DK. We're on Day 1 of G1 League action. And the final pick is going to be Lina. Interesting pick here. A tri-lane with the Sand King, Lina, Windrunner. Are we going to see dual lanes for them? Windrunner, Batrider, dual lane? I mean, this is a little bit odd, I got to say.
Yeah, this is. I'm not sure. We'll see who's. It looks like Windrunner for Yamateh. So I want to say solo
mid
Windrunner with even a jungle Batrider. I mean, easily capable of jungling the Batrider. I mean, they could go for a Sand King Lina lane. But Ice likely. I mean, they could go tri-lane with the Sand King, Windrunner, and Lina. It's just not something I would expect them to do. But we'll have to wait and see. This is. I mean, Orange. They've got a different option here. I'm not sure what's going to be the best one for them.
Right, it's not a bad pick. It's just it's a little bit tricky to figure out what they want to do with the lanes. But Ice is playing that Lina, and well, Observer Wards and Sentries already picked up. Maybe they even want to be aggressive in this. I mean, if they want to tri-lane, if they did want to do that, they have a strong tri-lane. They have two ranged heroes with lots of harassment potential, great attack range, decent damage, a lot of stuns. They could kind of go toe-to-toe, I feel, if they want to, but you're up against Venomancer. You're up against a pretty strong defensive support. Anyway, it's Ice on the Batrider. Did play offlane last game, and it looks like they gave him the Sentries. Mushi playing the TA. Xtinct on that Sand King. And finally, it's Yamateh on the Windrunner. And I got everyone. So they have 2 sets of Sentry Wards. I think they do.
It's that many Sentry. I mean, they either need to make sure they deward the pool, or they're looking to. I mean, you don't really need that many Sentry Wards to go offensive tri-lane.
You know, maybe
unless they want to use sentries to block pools, but very interesting. I'd be surprised if Windrunners played Suicide. Yamateh would almost never will play a Suicide solo, but we'll see them run right into this Bounty Hunter. Maybe that's why they want the Sentry Wards to help deal with him in that top safe lane. They pop down one right off the bat here. rotk, I think he would have scouted some of that out here, and he's not taking the bait, luckily. And to fully introduce DK, we've got rotk, the side lane solo for them on the Bounty Hunter. We've got MMY, X playing the Rubik. We've got QQQ or 357 on the Venomancer. Super going to be playing the Brewmaster, and that does leave Burning to play Queen of Pain. We'll see how they want to lane this. I mean, the fact Super's got this stout shield, I think he's going safe lane with Burning at the mid lane. So solo mid for Burning.
I can't even remember the last time I've seen Burning go solo mid. This is exciting. Also playing Queen of Pain, a hero. You know, we're used to seeing him, especially around the international, just always playing the hard carry, farming a lot. But this is more of an aggressive hero, more of a mid-game powerhouse. So let's see how he stacks up mid. He's not going to have an easy time of it. He's going up against Mushi's TA, one of the best TA players in the world. This matchup mid, this is what I'm going to have my eyes on. But of course, it is tri-lane on tri-lane bottom. So Yamateh playing the Windrunner, and you said he almost never is going to play that off lane, but I guess this game he is.
Yeah, this is. Okay, no, sorry, I'm just getting confused here. No, yeah, he's playing the offlane in a tri-lane. He wouldn't play the offlane as a solo.
Right.
But yeah, he's in the offlane in the tri-lane. But yeah, Orange are really insistent on this aggressive tri-lane. It seems that they're running with it again, even with DK having a strong tri-lane in this lane. Venomancer is so strong in this. Even a Rubik's support. I mean, level 1 telekinesis. I mean, you can stun 3 heroes with it. He's gone for Fade Ball. He'll get the telekinesis next, but that's lowers their damage a lot. Does decent damage. It's pretty spammable. So I feel DK can do a lot better in this tri-lane versus tri-lane scenario. They don't have their creep ball. They haven't tried to deward it. It doesn't look like they will. Venomancer's used up 1 Sentry Ward already, but that was just to sort of get some vision in deward in those trees. And right now, this will work okay for DK if they play it safe at bottom lane.
You know, the problem for Orange, and they can get around this by Xtinct cleverly sort of backstabbing them, and you can see him doing it right now, looking for the Burrow Strike, and he could go on Super if he wants to. But they don't have great initiation. There's no Disruption or Chaos Bolt like we saw last game, so getting in range for a Burrow Strike is a bit difficult, but that could do it. The Light Strike Array, and then the Fade Bolt bouncing back the other way. This should be they're not going to go. I think they might have had a first blood, but this is why. The Gale gonna hit beautifully. I think that caught every single hero, and that's gonna end the aggression. Didn't clip the Windrunner, but caught out the other two supports, so aggression negated.
Yeah, DK dealt with that well. I mean, as soon as Super got out of position, X immediately drops a Fade Bolt, so any damage they do, any right clicks, do a lot less damage. So they played with that well. Venomancer came on in with a Gale, and I think if maybe they get the first blood, but they'll give up 1 kill in exchange for it. So it'll be maybe a 1-for-1 trade. Maybe they'd even lose 2. So I think Orange, they feel they can win this league without having to trade kills. They want to get the clean kills where they get one, they back off and just win and control the lane. If they're trading kills, it's maybe not really to their advantage, even if they do get that first blood. So for now, they're just going to play it not so much safe, but just look to pull this way back. They're doing a great job at denying it back to their tower, and now they're going to go in. Now it's Super. They want to get him. Burrow Strike. Shackle as well, somewhat stacked here, but there should be enough damage to clap there. And the Fade Bolt, they turn it around. That's the power of this Rubik in the tri lane. The Fade Bolt kept Panda Brewmaster alive because of the lower damage on all those right-click heroes. Lina, Windrunner just weren't doing as much damage as they'd normally do, and first blood goes to DK.
Oh, wow, and Super's going to have his boots if he wants to go for them. Looks like maybe he's going to get an early bottle or something along those lines. And both of the supports are close now. 300 on the Venomancer, about 300 on MY, though he will buy another pair of wards. So they could have early boots, and that makes this offensive tri-lane really dicey for Orange. Also, Sand King only level 1, and we all know that he really doesn't hit his prime. So you get that level 3, level 4 Burrow Strike where you have to go to initiation range. And some items as well. You do want to get that Blink Dagger eventually. At least a pair of boots, so that's a big kill for them. Also dodging potentially the first blood the other way earlier. I mean, it's the Fade Bolt, like you said, and it's also Gale. Just so strong in these tri-lanes.
Absolutely. I mean, it's one of those heroes you just don't want to be bursting a tri-lane. Now with Venomancer with an Invis rune, Orange don't know this. They got de-warded near the rune here. They're going to go in on X. X does have a point in Sandstorm, but they think they can get the kill regardless, and he's not even going to get a chance to pop the Sandstorm until too late. The poison damage will tick over, will do enough damage. They want to get the no deny. Windrunner Lina not going for the deny. Venomancer 357. The support play gets another kill.
Meanwhile, RTK being dove at the tower, and that's actually going to be an easy kill for Ice. Wasn't a Yamateh Batrider, but working
10
equally
HP. Well. Survives on 10 HP as well.
Barely lives.
I think if Bounty Hunter gets the gold for the kill on the Batrider in return, he's okay with that. But that's a big pickup for Batrider there. Batrider's now level 6, so he can maybe go try gank the bottom or the mid lane. He doesn't have to go back top now. He's TP'd home to heal himself up.
Back on the Yamateh.
Look for a gank on another lane.
Yamateh, no points in Windrun yet. He went for this aggressive build with Shackle Shot and double Power Shot, which, you know, it makes sense. That's why you're on this tri-lane, is to be aggressive, but it's now hurting him. He was not able to Windrun out of that. Might have died anyway, but just an easy kill without it. And you talked about the Batrider having level 6 and being able to help the tri-lane. He does have a TP scroll picked up. Could look to help them. But they really do need some help in this lane, it feels. Shackle Shot not going to connect. Super's getting close to 6. And if he gets to 6 and they haven't killed him, the tri-lane is over. Because anytime he drops his ult, that's going to be at least 1, probably 2 or 3 kills.
Yeah, I mean, that's where the laning stage just has to come to an end for an Orange. They need to group up. They need to bring the Templar Assassin into things. They need to get Batrider coming to help things out because they just can't fight when the Panda gets that level 6 ultimate. So they needed maybe go in for some more kills soon. They need maybe a level 2 Burrow Strike for that. Maybe a level 4 Windrunner with the next point in the Shackle Shot. But for now, it's DK just forcing them back. The ranged harass is now being returned from the Venomancer to the Rubik, and whenever Panda goes in, he's a lot safer now. He's got a magic wand, just the regular magic stick, but with 6 charges, he's up to 900 HP because he's got a couple points in stats, as you do with the Brewmaster, and he's not a hero that Orange can kill. They just can't go on him unless he's already on half HP, and they start the fight when he's already low. But if he's sort of more or less 3/4 HP, they can't engage on him. Rubik and Venomancer will just turn it around.
I'm really curious when we're going to see these 4 solos enter this bottom lane. So far, they haven't done so. Burning's level 6, Mushi is 6 as well. Both of these heroes, fantastic counter gankers, fantastic aggressive heroes, but on to Yamateh they go. Finally, DK's going to get another kill, actually. So that's 4 kills now for them. I said finally. I was thinking of Orange getting my teams mixed up there. But 4-1, and all of a sudden, this lane just really feels like they have to abandon it. The problem is, who do you leave down here? I guess you can leave the Windrunner, but she's not going to get anything. Now, Sentry Ward dropped, diving deep for RTK, but taking too much tower damage. There is a track. Surprised he hasn't applied it just yet. There's your track, but you really can't go aggressive against Bounty Hunter. At least RTK probably won't. No, maybe he will, but there's a sentry ward spotting him out. He's using the tranquil boots, juking around. The lasso is there, and he can at least use that to get away. It's gonna miss with the flame break. RTK probably just trying to do some harassment. He's going all in. There's gonna be a lasso. Lasso under the tower, turning this one around. This will be a dead RTK. Oh, he barely gets him with the Janata. Oh, good thing he got that kill, because otherwise that is an absolute disaster for him.
Yeah, I mean, Ice baiting him so far just didn't quite have enough damage. ROTK comes out on top of that one.
I love it.
Friendly all chat coming out. ROTK, one of the most famous trash talkers in China, but we are going to see a gank at bottom lane. They've gone in on QQQ. Dragon Slave finishes him off. Venomancer goes down, and that's what Orange need in bottom lane. But yeah, no, ROTK is actually known for his trash talk. I mean, that was a big incident in one of the LAN tournaments where he was basically calling out the other team. I mean, yelling at them during a game. So he is known for being a bit cheeky at times, but always in good sport. It's never been sort of out of hand and sort of gone too far with it.
Oh no, I think Dai unfortunately might have just tipped DK's hand. Here, there's no ward behind the tower, so there's no way to see this TP coming in, but Bounty Hunter's been missing for a while, and you'll see the aggression just in terms of how he's positioned in the top lane from Ice, looking to knock down this tower quickly, looking to force a TP back, and a Bounty Hunter TP to the bottom lane, but also a Sentry Ward getting dropped, a fresh Sentry, so now they have full vision, and a DD rune for Mushi. It looks like this TP isn't going to amount to much, although the Gale is going to miss, but now the track, they're going to chase this one down. I think they get the kill here without any trouble, unless the Light Strike Array hits both, but only catches one. Not enough. The Shriek and Toss doesn't matter, picks up the kill, and will get away, but this has drawn Mushi down. He smells some blood in the water. QQQ dead for sure. Track out onto Mushi, just trying to prevent stem the bleeding here. In comes Burning as well. Everybody joining the party all of a sudden. In comes MMY. One by one they trickle in, and one by one they back off. And iceiceice just on an island gets a tier 1 for himself top. Big to get that tower this early. And the kills being traded 6-4. It's feeling a lot more stable for Orange right now.
Yeah. The last minute or two has gone well for them. DK didn't want to go in there. Mushi with a DD rune at this point in the game, but the max out refraction was going to be too much damage. But Batrider picking up the tower is the big thing that happened there, I think, because that's going to get him a lot closer to that Blink Dagger, which had been slowed down by the death. He also hasn't been farming all that well with just the 37 creep kills against the Bounty Hunter, who's pretty much been keeping up. I mean, just a little bit behind him. So for now, I mean, a lot more stable for Orange. They're actually leading the farm boards with the Templar Assassin approaching the 50 creep kill mark, which is what you'd expect even against the Queen of Pain. Burning maybe going to look to get a bit more active. So far hasn't taken part in any of the kills. There hasn't been any action at this mid lane. It's been all bottom, and Orange look to keep it that way. But the problem is now Brewmaster's level 6. I mean, you mentioned it earlier. This is where the trial lane could fall apart for Orange. This Brewmaster ultimate, I mean, Lena's pretty much a sure kill. Even heroes like Winrun, you pop the Winrun to try escape, you get cycloned up. As soon as it's one off, you can bring Winrun back down and then focus her down. So this is going to be very hard for Orange now at bottom lane.
It's also a Rubik who's about to hit 6, and that's another hero. Yeah. I mean, stealing any spell, God forbid he gets something big like Refraction and they just can't kill him. It's going to be trouble. It's going to be real trouble if Dai's able to get 6, and they have a Panda ult to deal with. Even 357 is already hitting level 5, so this is the advantage of being in that defensive position. Burning, diving onto Xtinct a little bit, but won't actually commit to the kill. Burning has rotated around quite a bit, but just not really having much of an impact yet. He's getting out-farmed heavily by Mushi, and you do expect this. Generally, Templar Assassin is going to win the farm war in that lane, unless you're bottle crowing constantly and never leaving the lane, but Refraction just makes it a little bit too easy to last hit for Queen of Pain to deal with. But normally you can sort of make that up with the kills, and so far Burning not able to find them.
Yeah, Burning is... I mean, I think this is okay getting some just passive farm for the time being. In comes Bounty Hunter now. They maybe want to make it go. Blink, Scream, before the Refract comes in. Refract a bit too late. He's trying to TP out, but in comes the Shuriken, and the Shuriken going to be cancelling that big TP. Xtinct gets the double stun. Keeps Mushi alive in this middle lane. Big play from him, and that's just as Mushi has enough gold for a Blink Dagger. So he's going to go back to base with his life intact, with his Blink Dagger in hand, and he's going to be looking to come on out, start setting up some kills for his team, as Queen of Pain and Bounty Hunter not getting that kill is a big loss for them.
Yeah, and that was, I mean, like you said, they got all the damage out before the Refraction was reused, and they even canceled the TP at the right time. But the 2-hero Burrow Strike, it's... If you can hit that stun, it's big time. Telekinesis after the... Oh! Burning! That's Burning for you, baby. He's not messing around. He knows he needs to start getting some kills on the board. for his team, having more of an impact. And sure, it's a Queen of Pain ult, but hey, they do secure that one. I think it's absolutely worth it, especially 3 heroes getting track gold. I think that is our Rubik hitting level 6. It is. And now let's see what he can get his hands on. You know, these support's a bit under-leveled, but getting a level 3 power shot or even a level 2 shackle shot would be huge. The other thing that we want to keep our eyes on is when do the Blink Daggers come out? Super getting close to his. The Bat Rider being played by iceiceice, not far off of his either. If either one gets a Blink Dagger up and starts getting kills, that could really turn this game on its head.
Yeah, when Bat gets the blink, that's where DK have to be very, very cautious here. And I'm just surprised. I mean, DK themselves, they're waiting the blink dagger for Super. They're deciding, okay, sure, we've got this ultimate, but they didn't want to force anything in the mid lane. He's not even TPing in towards these other lanes to try to set up any kills or ganks. They just want to make sure he has the blink dagger. If he TPs and they back off, they see the TP coming in, he wastes his time. But with the blink dagger, you're almost guaranteed to force a fight or at least get 1 kill out of an initiation. So they're going to play it safe for now. And look at this map awareness from Burning. He's gone back to base heal anyways because of his having no mana, but I think he was sensing that a gank may be coming in because he has got a full bottle, but he does decide to go back to Fountain and heal up. And Orange wasting a fair bit of time with these 4 heroes verging on this mid lane. They may get a T1 tower out of it, a T1 mid tower as well, a very hard to get tower, but here comes the glyph, here comes the defense of the mid lane.
Here comes the blink dagger as well, Super with the blink and the ult. Orange, oh, if they fight this could be an absolute train wreck for them. You'll notice he has a TP scroll. He's 4 gold away. He's going to get the blink. And Orange are going to back off. I don't know if they know how close he is, but this is a dangerous time. And Super hasn't tipped his hand yet. I mean, obviously you expect Panda to go for blink, but he hasn't shown it yet in the lane. Now he does, so a bit of a crisis averted, really, because if he TPs in and they try to force that, that could easily be 3-4 heroes dead and a bunch of track gold as well for DK.
Oh yeah, I think Orange realized he had a TP and didn't want to fight just based on that, but the Blink Dagger would have turned it into an absolute massacre, and they recognize it now, and this is where, I mean, if you're Orange, you have to really be very defensive, backing up your teammates, and they're going to catch one at bottom lane. It's Windrun, it's Yamateh. Super needs to maybe pop the ultimate. Sun goes in on the Venom match, so they're not going for the Panda. Here comes the return fight. It's Bat Rider as well, TPing in. They're going to get the 2 supports, and meanwhile, it's Brewmaster. He can't even finish off Yamateh, or at least not yet. He's going to need some more damage. Burning arrives, can't get the ultimate off. He gets stunned before he does. Can they burst down Burning? No, they can't. Burning going to ulti Xtinct, but Xtinct still alive, gets clapped down, and DK have made a 2-for-2 trade. Trading their support heroes for a Windrunner and a Sand King, not, I mean, a decent trade for them, but I don't think that went as well as they were expecting when they initiated in.
Well, this could go better, though. In comes RTK, yeah. There's no lasso, and this should be Ice Dead. That's going to be track gold for 3, actually 4, 357 joins the fight. Blink Dagger, no, not picked up yet, and he's going to die. Oh, if he dies here, he's so close to it. Disaster, 400 gold away now, he's about 50. 3 hero Burrow Strike, Shackle not going to latch, and in comes Xtinct trying to do whatever he can. How about his team? Super so low, but surviving. Will he evade this last attack? It doesn't even go out. Yamateh backs off. 1 attack too soon.
Burning's gonna scream. He's gonna get the shanking.
Oh man!
Oh my gosh!
DK
just
outplayed
all their heroes. I mean, 50 HP on the Brewmaster, 110 on the Bounty Hunter. Even Queen of Pain was just using those last bottle charges, magic wands, just keeping half those heroes alive. If it wasn't for their magic wands, I'm pretty sure both Queen of Pain, Bounty Hunter, even the Brewmaster would have died there. And it also gave Brewmaster the mana for that extra clap, those extra kills, and huge turnaround. And the big question is there, where was Mushi? He came in a bit too late, I feel. Needed to be there for that cleanup.
Didn't have a TP scroll, not sure why. Maybe the courier was being used by a teammate, but to not have a TP on your Templar Assassin at that moment in the game, really costing Orange. Because like you said, I mean, all those low HP heroes, simply 1 or 2 auto attacks, he might get 2-3 kills and, you know, maybe even save his teammates as well. Also, having track in that fight really helped, because they barely all escaped with their lives. Just that extra bonus move speed really helping out. Masterful fight from DK, but I think also should be mentioned, a little bit lucky that Mushi wasn't around to counter gank.
Yeah, I think if Mushi is there, it's a much more even fight. I think DK still come out slightly on top. I mean, the thing is, they lost their supports before they even got their kills. I mean, they traded the 2 supports for the Sand King and the Sand King and the Windrunner early on, but their supports died first, respawned quickly. So by the time there was the second skirmish, their supports had respawned and they really turned the tides there. If Mushi's there, maybe Orange could have much better trade, but as it was, I mean, it went very poorly for Orange here, and it may go worse. DK's RTK looking for this Templar Assassin at top lane. Queen of Pain does get scattered out here, reveals that something is up. Burning going to come into the lane, and Mushi's building straight towards a Daedalus. He's already picked up the Crystallis, and he wants that crit. He wants it soon.
It's almost greedy. It's got to be said. I mean, there's a lot of lockdown, there's a lot of nuke damage, and because they have Venomancer and Queen of Pain, it's plenty of ways to remove the refraction charges. You know, I don't mind it necessarily, but this could really backfire for him if DK recognize that and just sort of focus him down, use all their spells on him together. But at the same time, if they don't focus him, he's going to make them pay. So, not something we see a whole lot of. I mean, in a game like this, you'd almost always see a BKB. He is farming incredibly well, though. He's 1.5k ahead of the Panda, and that's the closest hero to him. Oh no, what did Die steal?
Oh.
Die steals Burrow Strike. This may be the best non-ultimate in the game to steal.
Yeah, this is, at this point in the game, that is probably the best skill you can be stealing. I mean, Power Shot's not bad as well, but I think Burrow Strike is what you want. It's only level 3 though, but still it's a big skill to steal. And I mean, for me, the Templar Assassin, the big problem with going Daedalus is he's going to be heavily relying on getting a crit in these team fights to hit 1 or 2 heroes to ensure they get a kill right off the bat. He wants to maybe one-shot the Rubik or the Venomancer, but if they don't get that, it's going to be hard for them to win fights. It's not reliable damage like a Desolator. It's going to be sort of an all-in-ish kind of thing in these team fights. If they're not getting those crits, maybe Orange loses a fight, but maybe they win a fight because of it, but it's a lot riskier play coming out from Mushi.
This is Mushi. He's got balls of steel. I think he's totally okay with that. We'll see how it works out, though. Burning with the point booster picked up. You know, we often see point booster and then back for BKB from the Chinese players, and I won't be surprised at all if we see that, but it could also be the Aghanims. It's just a very cost-effective item, and in this game, you definitely need every bit of HP you can get. Lots of lockdown. In that last fight, we saw Bernie drop low, and I think if he didn't have the point booster, he would have just died before he even got his ult off on the Sand King there, so... I like the item selection overall coming out from DK, just getting HP, trying to sustain in these fights. Because if they all live, and they get to use a second round of spells, they're going to pretty much win the fight, without a question.
I mean, against the Orange Lamp, it's all about survivability. When you've got the chain stuns from the Sand King, Lina, the Windrunner, and then you've got the Batrider with the Blink Lasso initiation. He's getting caught out at mid lane, though. This, so far... I mean, DK, it's a Brewmaster ultimate, but... It's worth a kill like that. They can back off. They just need to make sure they don't find a fight where they need that Brewmaster ultimate in the near future. And it's Mushi rotating towards the bottom lane now in that jungle, trying to find a pickup maybe. He may find this Venomancer sitting behind this tower here. And Mushi, I mean, he just hasn't really had a big impact on this game. He's been farming a lot. I mean, don't get me wrong. He's got a huge amount of farm here, but he just hasn't had the kills you'd want to see from a TA.
Oh, no. Oh, where's that crit? When you need it, he blinks out. The Laguna Blade connects on Super. Will the evasion be there? Burrow Strike in from Die, keeping Super alive, but the trap as well, allowing them to give chase, and there's the stun. Just trying to slow down ROTK. Super still alive. How much more will he dodge? Not enough, and now Mushi a little bit out of control. Can they lock him down? Can they pick him off? There's your damage over time, and Mushi is caught out of position. He will fall, he will pay, and Yamateh next in line. Track Gold coming out left, right, and center. No Force Staff, no big items for him. Should just die here. Wands up, tries to survive. Nice Shackle. In fact, almost the Light of Heaven Shackle. Very long range. They get the 1 counter kill. 2 for 2 is now our score, but it's DK on the offensive, on the aggressive. Epicenter channeled on the low ground, but QQQ just runs away, jukes out of that. Beautiful juke by him, and a totally wasted. There's the ult coming out from Burning. Another kill being claimed. They're all living just barely. Now 3 for 3, but MMY, Die has stolen Refraction in the midst of all this. Now he goes back for Sticky Napalm.
Burning gonna go down though.
Zaps him down. 4 for 4. What a crazy back and one of the most even fights I've ever seen where there are 8 kills. That just does not happen very often, gods.
Wow. I mean, there were a couple moments in that fight where I'm just like, how are these players just thinking so... I mean, just really making the right decisions. Batrider was trying to bait Burning to blink on him. That's why Sand King was channeling the epicenter there, thinking that Burning was going to blink in to chase the Batrider. But Burning he stood there, but waited. He had the blink to chase the Batrider, but he's like, nope, I see Sand King, I see what's going on, I'm not going to go in. And he does end up going down, but to the last right click of Batrider. And like you say, a very even fight. Orange, I mean, that's, I guess, what they need. They lose the Templar Assassin, who they're banking a lot on to carry this game. They kill the Queen of Pain, though. That's a big thing for me. Also, Rubik has to buy back in that fight to help take the fight. And now Orange is going to look to continually go on the aggressive. They're trying to get this bottom lane. They've got the ward up behind the tower, and Ice in position with an Invis rune, scouting things out. And MMY, X needs to be very, very careful. Maybe just needs to TP out here, unless there's going to be some TP support coming soon for DK.
Yeah, it's you know, as a good support player, you don't want to give away these towers. You're like, team, come help me. Team, come help me. Shackle is not going to latch, but they're really committing to this. This could be turned around. 2 TPs, DK 3 TPs now. 4 heroes converging on this bottom lane, and then the blink ahead. Ice looking to be so screwed, but there is a little gap for him. He squirts away, and the shackle not going to connect on Super. How far do they chase? There's a Bat Rider lasso. Instead, they turn their attention back towards Yamateh. The hero you want to kill anyway, and they get 3 heroes with track gold off of that. Every time they're fighting these kills, it's always 3-4 heroes involved. This bounty hunter has been very high impact this game. Only 2 kills, but 8 assists, and almost all of them 2, 3, even 4 allies there. Giving them a lot of gold and making up for the fact that Mushi's farming so much.
Yeah, that's exactly it. I mean, they're making up for the fact that Mushi's out farming on the map with track gold. They're getting the extra kills. They're bringing Burning into the action now. I mean, 0 kills, 0 assists for about the first sort of 8 to 10 minutes, but he's been in 12 kills since then. And really just DK with a much clearer game plan in mind this game. They are going to find themselves getting TP'd on at bottom lane. Immediate blink out from Mushi. I think this is like what we saw last time. Mushi blinked out instead of committing to those kills. He's being forced to play so defensively, even with this crit build that he's gone. I mean, does he finish off the Daedalus here? Maybe he just sort of transitions into a BKB at this point, gets the Daedalus later, but he's just struggling to sort of take part in these fights because of the track.
They smoke while tracked, and they go into Roshan. This is totally revealed.
They have to realize.
Maybe it's a bait.
iceiceice has to realize and tell his team.
Oh no, this could be an absolute... They do have a ward, so they might be able to get out of here, but, I mean, Sand King and Burrow Strike to the high ground. One can blink out, blinking by Super, and the ult to follow. Mushi is trapped. Mushi gets away, and the Laguna Blade, rotk dropping so incredibly low to that, but somehow surviving. Will Mushi get the crits that he needs? He focuses down the Fire Panda, but the damage already somewhat done. Sand King, the big AoE stunner, that team fight specialist, is going to be brought down. Now the creative paid ult doing some damage. QQQ dropping low is going to drop. So 1 for 1 is our trade so far. Now it's Yamateh next in line. Burning starting to pick up some team here. This locomotive is getting rolling. And rotk rejoins the fight. He bought back for this. They won Ice. Totally worth it now, as a track kill is going to be secured for 2 heroes. And Mushi, you talked about it, Godz. He's just running for his life. This is not what you hope for when you get that Daedalus, when you go for the crit, or the Crystallis anyway. No, the fight's not over! X jumps in, everybody there, Epicenter being channeled down, MMY will drop in the end to that. Oh my goodness.
Epicenter. Burning's there for cleanup though. What a big epicenter. The problem is, Mushi's had no mana for the last sort of 30 seconds of that fight. When he was getting chased behind that tower, he was on no mana. He didn't have mana for meld, didn't have mana for refraction, and his team came in to back him up. That would have been a 1-5 for Orange, except TA couldn't even use traps. I think he used 1 trap in that fight, couldn't follow it up with a refraction or any meld damage. If TA had mana that fight, that would be a huge win for Orange, but it just wasn't there, and I mean, Orange are coming close, but DK just seemed to edge them out every fight. They're using buybacks really well. I mean, earlier on it was Rubik with a buyback, TPing back in. That fight, it's Bounty Hunter who buys back. Sure, he dies twice, but I mean, they get all the track gold from his buyback. They get some more kills. They make sure that Orange don't win the fight. And I think those buybacks so far have paid for themselves.
Absolutely, and now they're getting Burning farmed as well. And this hero in the late game, I mean, she scales quite well. There is some lockdown, but having this kind of a start, it's not a guaranteed kill anymore. And especially with the support she has, where she doesn't have to go in first, Burning doesn't have to initiate. He's got rotk for that, he's got the Panda for that, so he can jump in later, and like you said, to sort of be on cleanup duty. And he's getting close to a site device, and now Yamateh tracked up after the Janata damage, but they're not actually going to commit to this, and then Dai is going to manage to steal Windrun. Not ideal, but a decent ability. Dai has also been a high impact player. I mean, the Epicenter, they're doing some serious work in that last engagement, just stealing so many useful spells for his team and really getting things accomplished.
Yeah, we'll see how. I mean, the good news for Orange is neither team, there hasn't been much tower loss. It's been a lot of non-stop engagement. I mean, this is not your stereotypical Asian Dota. I mean, I've said it time and time again. I want to emphasize this. This is not something that a lot of Western viewers tuning in and probably like, wait a second, I thought this was going to be a more farm game, or maybe just a sort of more slow and steady pushing game. But these teams have all been about constant clashes, especially this DK line. They have to be constantly aggressive. They're going to find another opening. Brewmaster Super is just playing some super Brewmaster play right here. Blink ultimate, and now it's Mushi forced to meld, just hide for his life. The AoE coming from Burning in a second, though, may be able to burn him down. They've got the Immolation coming from the Fire Panda as well. Burrow Strike's been stolen. They get the kill on Mushi, and Mushi buyback. They're doing everything they can to defend. It looks like Orange going to try and regroup, maybe look to engage, maybe look to defend this T1 tower. DK forced to back off. The Brewmaster ultimate now worn off, but It looks like crisis averted, but Orange, again, another lost fight. And not to mention, on top of that, TA buyback, a lot of wasted gold.
Oh.
They're not really making the most of it, much unlike DK when they've been using their buybacks.
And this is, Bernie is now level 16 with an Aghanim Scepter, which this early we saw just instantly assassinated hero. Take them out of the fight and turn it into a 5v4. Now the ult's cooled down, he can use it again. Yamateh could be an easy kill, really anyone could be. I don't think Orange are really respecting the amount of damage he can do. Just from the aggressive positioning, they will get the Aegis. That goes on to Mushi. Now Queen of Pain jumps in. Instantly, another kill for Burning. Stunned under the tower. And the Laguna Blade doing so much damage, but the lasso wasn't there. The cooldown was just a few seconds away. Burrow Strike stolen, as you mentioned, by Dai, and just stunning out two heroes. Negating, blunting the aggression, and in the end, everyone except for that Bounty Hunter escapes, but I mean, he's just there for track. That's why you pick Bounty Hunter. It's not to do the damage. It's not to be a big contributor in the fights, aside from spamming track, so they're fine with this trade. Although it's an Aegis onto Mushi, it just feels like DK can kite him all day, pick off the supports, and then either force him back or kill him off when the fight's over.
Yeah, I mean, the Yasha pickup will help Mushi, gives him some additional mobility, movement speed, as well as attack speed, but he doesn't have the BKB, he doesn't have the completed Daedalus. I mean, he's just sort of in that in-between stage where he needs that next level, the next level of items, which is going to be 2 big items, but right now he's sitting on 2 small ones, and it's going to be hard for the next few fights for Orange. They've got to get some more farm up, but at the same time, DK aren't going to give him that time. I mean, we're going to see them continually roaming around, looking to get more kills, more track gold. Bounty Hunter's almost finished a BKB of his own, and Brewmaster, as soon as that ultimate's back up, that's when they definitely look to engage. Even without it, they're smoked up at this top lane. Venoman's going to put a ward there. He actually gets spotted as the smoke wears off, so DK are revealed. Orange know they're sitting at top as 5, but it's not like Orange in a position to go for a split push. Maybe at bottom lane slowly with the Batrider, but this top tier 1 tower going to go down uncontested, and DK maybe going to look to continue pushing. 10 seconds until the Brewmaster ultimate, and I think Brewmaster's almost finished an Ag Scepter as well. It looks like maybe 1k gold away from that.
And I mean, for me, the big thing is also that Sand King is not really protecting Burrow Strike. It's hard to do, but if you just Sandstorm right after using it, even if you die, I mean, giving it away to MMY to X is just, it's really making it impossible to fight because they have too much team fight between the Burrow Strike and the Panda ult, and the Queen of Pain ult as well. So I think that's one thing that can really help out Orange, if Xtinct is able to protect Burrow Strike, not give it away. But as long as Dai has it, and now he even has a Blink Dagger, a Force Staff, so either way, just setting up his Burrow Strike is going to make them even more effective in these fights. He's got a Force Staff, and he's got Burrow Strike before Sand King has his Blink, so it's really giving away a Sand King almost to the enemy team.
Yeah.
Sure, you don't have Epicenter, but the Burrow Strike is the big thing.
Yeah, I mean, AoE stun, that's really kind of one of the missing elements of this DK lineup. They had the great laning, they've got the AoE, but they haven't really got the great crowd control for the team fights. They've got the telekinesis. I mean, Brewmaster Ultimate offers some. You can use up one here, you've got the Boulder, but stealing Burrow Strike, this just makes this DK lineup scary, and that's coming from like your support heroes offering so much when you've already got big AoE damage coming out from Queen of Pain and the Brewmaster who's going to have that Ag Scepter contributing huge amounts to these team fights. And DK, they slow things down for the first time in about 15 minutes here, but that's because they're getting so close to this next line of items, whether it's the Ag Scepter on Panda, the BKB now up on Bounty Hunter. He's got enough gold for it. It's flying out. So this next fight's going to be really hard for Orange to win. They just don't have that same kind of level of items coming. I mean, they finished a pipe on the Batrider, but I just don't feel that quite compares to the BKB and Ag Scepter, which is coming out for DK.
And Burning's about to get a Hex. It's just the TA. It's got to be Mushi who does all the damage. He does have a Manta, so he can remove track now if he wants to do that. And it also makes it a little bit hard to know which one to focus, but having the Aegis and then just sitting back, it's not really ideal. So maybe in the next couple minutes we'll see a smoke or something like that from them. But it's hard to smoke when you're constantly being tracked. You can't bring that hero with you. We saw it last fight. It really cost them in the Roshan pit. There's your Sight Device, Burning, 30 minutes in, Sight Device, and the Aghanim Scepter leading this game by quite a bit, and it's mostly track gold. 12, 1, and 8, getting a lot of kills and getting a ton of track kills.
I mean, he's 70 CS behind the Templar Assassin, as they are going to find Bounty Hunter picked off it towards the mid lane. Is there a gem, or it just looks like they found him out there? No gem.
Just walked
the Sentry Ward. And Bounty Hunter's going to get caught out. That's something they just need to keep. That's something that I mean, it's probably not going to happen again. He's got the BKB. I mean, we saw it with YYF with his bounty hunter. He sort of had free roam for so long, so you sort of get overconfident. As soon as they buy the Sentry Wards, you get one kill on the bounty hunter, then it doesn't happen again. That's a kill which DK are okay giving up. It's not going to really change the tides of battle. They can't get a Roshan off it. They can't even get a tower off of it. So DK just back off, keep on farming until he's back, and we won't be seeing, at least hopefully, won't be seeing bounty hunter do something like that again now that it's happened once.
Yeah, you know, the Sentry, he's been doing it time and again, just being so aggressive with the harassment. So they finally kill him, but, you know, he's dying a lot at this point. And like you said, maybe he needs to back off the aggression, just work a little bit more in concert with the team. If you do start, it's not that he needs to be alive when the fight really gets going, but they need to have track up on these heroes. It's so important to keep, to prevent Sand King and TA from going in Viz, also just to give you that move speed, and of course the gold for when you're getting kills. And with the BKB, it's going to be easier. It definitely will be. And I think they might be about to smoke right now. Yeah, there's a smoke on Die. This could be a big opening for them. If they're able to safely traverse this area, get up past that hill near the small camp, not going to smoke. They're just going to rotate bottom and take sort of the safe path here, playing it defensively. The tier 2 going to be pressured. Yeah, this is what we've seen in the past few games, is while you have that Aegis of the Immortal, be aggressive, force some fights, and when it's not up, back off. But Orange, even with it, it's so hard to go into this DK squad.
Yeah, I mean they haven't got. I mean, have they still got the Burrow? They haven't got the Burrow Strike. It is a power shot, but I agree. Even without Burrow Strike, it's still not going to be the easiest fight. Then Bounty Hunter being very aggressive again. There is a Sentry Ward there for Orange.
Oh,
looks like not going to find anyone
right under the Sentry Ward. It was spotted. They spotted that.
Oh. Well, they can either. I mean, I think Orange is back off here because there is going to be a 5-man death army coming at them with a BKB on Bounty Hunter, unless they can get a pick off right off the bat. But it doesn't look like that's going to be the case here.
They didn't seem too concerned for a moment there. They're kind of just sitting at the tower, and I think DK could have easily dived them. But hey, they smoke ganked the tower, so they get a free tower going their way. Gold-wise, experience-wise, this game is so close. This is anyone's game.
Yeah, I feel right now DK have a slight positional advantage.
Right.
They're in slightly more control, but I mean, like you say, Orange, they got big farm. Mushi's finished off his Manta style. He's got 2k gold on top of that. Mushi's level 19. I mean, you can talk about criticize him for not taking as much part in these team fights or getting that early game BKB so he could fight, but he's made up for it tenfold with this farm, with these items of his. He's going to be doing more damage than anyone on the map, and I mean, Queen of Pain has got a Sheepstick to help deal with him. You've got the track, you've got the Brewmaster to Cyclone to Drunken Haze him, and that's really the big problem. He can get off the Drunken Haze with the Manta style, but there's still a lot of things to disrupt him. You've got the Cyclone as well from a Brewmaster ultimate. This is not beat for Orange this fight. Unless they get the pick off. They need that pick off using that Bat Ride. That's why he's popping the Firefly. You get additional vision unobstructed by trees with the Firefly, so he's looking for that hero, maybe trying to use trees to fog him, but for now, Orange not finding it.
You know, it's either that or it's Yamateh hitting the shackle of his life. And he was fishing. He threw one onto a creep, hoping for that creep to hero shackle angle. Didn't find it, but, you know, the other thing is, if DK doesn't push now, Xtinct will probably have his Blink Dagger by the next fight. And I mean, it's not really the epicenter, although that could turn the tides, but it's even just hitting a really nice 2, 3, 4 hero Burrow Strike if DK clump up too much. And getting that kind of initiation, the way we've seen Die turn fights around with the stolen Burrow Strike, that can also be their other way to turn a fight. So I think DK, like you said, they have the momentum, they have the map control, but don't want to get too complacent. Really do want to find an opening here to kind of take this bit of an advantage they have and really push it to the next level.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. And the Orange right now, they're looking to maybe wait for Roshan and take advantage of that. I mean, they have got they've got some decent map control around there. The problem is they're trying to deward this so they can do it. Actually, they're going to go in ROTK. Once again, ROTK could have position. He's not going to get the BKB off. Epicenter even being popped. I'm not sure about if that was necessary. Here comes the counter initiation from DK. They haven't got Bounty Hunter, no buyback either. Burning instantly wipes out Sand King with an ultimate now. They want to chase further. Sheepstick is up on Burning. Can they get those pickoffs that they're after? Doesn't look like they will now. Both teams going to back things off for now, and it is Orange who do have that slight map vision. They did manage to successfully deward, although actually no Venomants are going to immediately counter that. Both teams really just fighting for position more than anything. I mean, sure, there's kills going down, but it's really that position around the Roshan pit that both teams want the vision of, and they want to deny their opponents of that same vision.
Really a nice little play by the Sand King there. Although he dies, he protects the Burrow Strike, so he goes into Sandstorm. X is not able to take it, and I like this as well. X has finally gotten a gem, so this is going to give them a way to deal with the TA, the Sand King, and prevent them from just going invis before you track them. And more importantly, like you said, it's all about the vision right now. That next Roshan is coming in only a minute, so this is a perfect time to pick up a gem. And let's see if they can make use of it. For the moment, it's still some good wards up for Orange, but I expect we're going to see DK group up and at least 3 or 4 heroes make sure Dai can clean up those wards, get them back some vision, and make this Roshan at least contest the Roshan a bit. Also for Mushi, Daedalus picked up and an Ogre Club. He didn't find the openings in that fight, but now he's finally going back for the BKB. And the beauty for him is it'll be a 10-second charge when he gets it up.
I mean, anyone who sort of gets found by the TA could be getting one-shotted here. 4-star from Dai will help a lot. I mean, you can easily make, well, not easily, but there is a way to escape him. He can also help his teammates out by forcing them out of danger. But the big issue is, I mean, that's just a ridiculous amount of damage. If that spills onto a hero, if he gets those big crits from the Daedalus, I mean, that could be big 800 crits.
It's a bait for Yamateh, and he's actually going to run away with that haste and able to survive. Ice stunning the trees and backing off. I think they wanted to counter-initiate on that. They were baiting the Windrunner, but wisely I feel they don't. They need the Sand King with a blink if they want to do that.
And TA still farming. Mushi is, I mean, he's just content to keep getting these items up, and I think that's the right decision. Get the BKB. Once he's got BKB, it's no problem, right?
Burning, the Shackle's not going to latch on him, but he's burst down! Will it be enough? He's still surviving! Still living on in this fight. Now it's 357, most likely going to be the first one to fall. The track keeping him alive. Mushi taking tons of damage, was not able to refract through that and brought down. It's not the Queen of Pain who dies first. It is in fact the TA, and now Yamateh. What a time to pause. It's like a field goal.
Shackle.
What a shackle, and then also what a time to pause. Unfortunately, he finds the shackle after the TA's demise.
I mean, Burning gets jumped on. If he goes down, Orange win that fight. He doesn't, though. And then Burning hit the ultimate. Refraction wasn't up. I mean, it hits the Templar Assassin. Templar Assassin is the first to drop, and Burning just staying on the edge of the fight, blinks in or comes in with a Hex whenever possible. He's just picking off heroes on the side. I mean, sure, he's one Burrow Strike and he's dead, but he's in a position where that just won't happen. He's found Yamateh. Yamateh is going to go down here with this sheep there, and I mean, that's more gold going the way of DK, potentially more track gold. Xtinct, nothing he can do from the back here, and I mean, Orange just have to get out. They're going to have to cut their losses here. I don't think DK will get an Aegis or a Roshan with this, but it's just a big fight. A lot of map control can come from this. They've got the gem, so they can de-ward all around the Roshan pit. They're actually going to spot the Batrider. Batrider's got a gem of his own. Not going to be able to make too much of that. Both teams trying to get that map control. And DK, they are going to go into the Roshan pit. I just don't feel they have enough HP. Or they don't really have any damage for it either.
They actually do have a Panda ult, so although they're very low, they could possibly just turn this around. Unfortunately, X doesn't have the Burrow Strike, so I think with that, maybe they try and force something. But they get the buyback, and after getting all those track kills, after killing off Mushi, slowing down his farm, and delaying that BKB, a worthy trade. In spite of that, though, there's still some signs of life for Orange. Xtinct is getting close to the blink, so finally, at long last, they have a secondary initiator. Probably will be the Batrider who jumps in first, then your Sand King, and then ideally your TA shows up a little bit later. Mushi, I think he just sort of entered the fight too early that time. Maybe if he had waited a second or two more, they can't focus him the way that they did.
Yeah, they really wanted the Queen of Pain there. I mean, the thing is that Bounty Hunter, I mean, even without any damage items, does damage. I mean, that Janata hit, you've got the track, and you hit pretty fast. Bounty Hunter just went to town on the TA. Most importantly, tore through the refraction, so when Queen of Pain Ultimate came in, you still got the full damage. And this TA, until you have a BKB, you cannot be going in first, you can't be going in second. You really have to be cleaning up, coming in once a lot of that damage has already been dealt. Maybe you have to wait till a teammate. Maybe Batrider goes down after he initiates. Maybe it's Windrunner who goes down, but Mushi just can't afford to try help out his teammates unless he knows it's going to be a favorable fight. And that when Queen of Pain lived, it just was going downhill from there for Orange Esports. They're going to look for another kill. It's Mushi. He can't afford to have this happen. He's going to try. Looks like he's just going to melt. He can't actually TP out. This should be the end of Mushi.
There's a gem.
He has got a blink here. Poison damage is there. And goodbye, Mushi. This is sort of it's sort of starting to fall apart. I mean, he's done such a great job finding space to farm uncontested. It's actually going to be rotk who gets caught out. He gets the track off on Xtinct. They're going to maybe try chase him down here as well. The swarm is going towards the Roshan pit. Maybe looking for Xtinct. Maybe going to try to take Roshan. A minute with Templar Assassin down. This is DK's time to shine.
Burning now has his Sight the Vice back up. It's already 5v4, and this could easily turn into a 5v3 in a moment. There you go. Blinking onto Xtinct. Force staffed away. Nice play by Yamateh to keep him alive, but Ice will fall instead. and now it's iceiceice running for his life. Say keep throwing up in the air. Look at the micro, the control from this Panda. Beautiful play from him. They bring down another 3 heroes dead, and just absolute destruction out of nowhere. It went from 1 hero down to a failed epicenter onto a BKB bounty hunter, and this might be a team wipe coming off of that. This is the power of track. This is the power of these mobility items and this aggressive chasing lineup. They also deny the gem. Easily a 7, 8, even 9k gold swing. Wow. I mean, if not more, just maybe not quite that much, but an insane gold change. And also the gem, another 1400 gold shifts in that respect. If they wanted to pick it up, they do kill it, but hey, they already have their own gem, and now they're going to get Roshan too. The game, it just turns on its head.
It's crazy because this is 38-20, and neither team has taken a tier 2 tower. This is 40 minutes into the game, and there's every single tier 2 tower is up and standing. This has just been constant team fights, constant clashes, and DK seem to be having the best of it. At least those last few fights going their way, and with that, Aegis on the Queen of Pain burning. 5k gold is, I guess it's a Shiva's Guard. It could be even an Assault Crest because he's sort of the late game damage. So maybe they want to get an Assault Crest to help deal with the Templar Assassin minus armor.
Yeah,
there isn't much else physical damage, so I would lean towards Shiva's Guard, but I wouldn't be at all surprised by an Assault Crest. And I think that I have this hunch, which that's kind of what he's going for. And now we're going to see DK start taking down some of these tier 2 towers, or at least try to. And Mushi, still no BKB. That's kind of been the story of the last fights. Mushi without a BKB just can't fight.
This courier was running straight across the middle lane. In fact, I think Mushi may have spotted it. Or maybe just trying to back off. No, he's going to go farm the enemy agents. That would be bad because it is a Shiva's Guard. I thought like you, initially I expected a Shiva's Guard. Then he had so much gold. I mean, yeah, maybe you just buy the Assault Cuirass. It does help you push onto the high ground as well, but and deal with the TA. But of course, Shiva's Guard. This is going to make it so hard to run from DK, and also they can just kite Templar Assassins so effectively. Still not having the BKB, so not only is the attack speed slow there, but the movement speed slow is as well. Between that and track, I mean, even these supports are going to have a very easy time running away from Mushi. And now yamateh instantly, Burning jumps in, uses everything, throws the entire cabinet, and picks up a kill on yamateh. And by the time they get to the base, if they want to force this, they'll have the Scythe of Vice up, they'll have the Shivas and the ult up. Everything is low cooldown for Queen of Pain right now.
Yeah, I mean, the Aghanim Scepter first item is really paying off, and I mean, he got the Sheep 6 so fast afterwards, so he gets the money. Here we go, another initiative. They want super, but he's going to get the ultimate off. The damage wasn't there, even with the pipe up now. Orange in all sorts of trouble. Ice is on the run. He can get Cyclone, he can get Sunday. Actually, Cyclone, Mushi, TA. TA's out of this fight. This is the problem for Mushi. He can't do anything. By the time he's not Cycloned, it's already a 5v2. There's nothing he can do. Mushi going to drop again. His 5th death of the game, and a very, very costly one. They're going to lose a tier 2 tower here. They could lose their tier 3s, their Raxes. This could be DK finally finding a way to start breaking through some of these buildings. I mean, the first tier 2 tower dropped at 40 minutes in. Burning going to pop a victory Sonic Wave on a creep wave here just to help them push even faster. With only Sanking alive, they don't need it. It's got such a short cooldown, that ultimate. It's back up in 30 seconds. By the time Batrider and TA here, he's got the ultimate. So this is just all about pushing as fast as possible. And DK, it looks like they're going to do just that. It looks like they're going to get themselves a Rax. Orange not calling quits yet. They're going to look to give this one last hurrah. They are on their last legs now, and what can they do? I mean, they've got to sort of engage or at least try stall. I don't think they can go down 2 sets of Raxes and still stay in this game, but we'll have to see.
And Burning still has the Aegis. He's still got, I mean, the ult's cooling down. He's got everything online. 5.5k gold. They're getting all so filthy rich, and not only going to be up 2 lanes of Rax in a moment, but just, I mean, they have heroes that scale. They have the Bounty Hunter who's decent. They have supports who scale incredibly well. Mainly the Rubik, and even this Panda just being so far ahead. That's 2 lanes of Rax. This may be DK storming back, and, you know, we sort of thought these were the 2 top teams, I think, of that second group, or at least strong contenders there. And, well, we're seeing a back and forth, one apiece match, if that's how this shakes out. And I gotta say, what a fantastic day of opening action. If this is how it ends, Orange not... I mean, there's always hope, but there is little hope in a game like this when you're down so much gold, so much experience, and whenever Burning's big, I mean, that's the other thing. So when Burning's this big, he just doesn't lose from this position.
I mean, yeah, exactly. That's what DK is generally about. This is a one-position Queen of Pain. Sure, it was Queen of Pain solo mid, But they ran. I mean, I just love how DK did this. They mixed things up a bit. It was super playing the Brewmaster in the safe lane, but he wasn't being playing as that sort of hard carry farmer. He was just getting the fast arcane blink. Sure, he's got the Ag Scepter. He's going to have a BKB now as well, by the looks of things, with his gold and his Ogre Axe. But he was all about creating space. I mean, Queen of Pain didn't come and sort of try open up space for any of the other carries. Queen of Pain was the hero they wanted all that farm on, and it's a Daedalus now up on Burning. He's bought his next big item. This is just insane, and I mean, he's going to be doing more damage than Mushi.
Oh, Mushi. Mushi is so royally screwed. And there's the ult just to bring him low. The Panda ult gets dropped. Epicenter actually doing some good work, but unfortunately there's a pipe and a mech, so it really doesn't matter. They're all brought down. Yamateh next in line. Throws himself up in the air. Wait, no, that was the Panda, actually. Now he dies anyway for his trouble, and that is the GG. Orange know it. They're going to tap out of this one. So we have a 1-1, our first day of action. A 2-0 slaughter by IG, to be honest, but this series much more back and forth. DK and Orange trading blows, and each of them going to get a tie out of this series on the first day of G1 League action. Guys, we were excited for today, but this game really made it all worth it. What an exceptional performance from both teams.
Absolutely. I mean, it was fairly close early on, but DK, once they got rolling, I mean, it was the track gold just started kicking in. Burning
Look at Burning's record right now.
I'm about to say, I mean, Chinese will farm, they said. Burning will go 21 kills, 15 assists with Queen of Pain. They definitely did not say that, but that's what's happening here at the G1 League. And it's exciting, man. I am damn fucking excited for this tournament. And this is just the start. This is just the first game of matches. I mean, those two matches, I mean, I'd say Orange DK looking very even though the games themselves, that game fairly even. Game 1, Orange kind of just outmaneuvered and out-strategized DK, but it just goes to show that there's going to be a lot coming